Did you know sugarcane distillates existed in 500 BC?
Do you know their first evidence was found in Takshila, which was then a part of India?
Safe to say then that what we know of cachaça today places it amongst the world's first spirits.
Brazil's most popular spirit is a rock star. So let's talk about it today.
The story begins in the 7th century when the Portuguese were busy making sugar at their Madeira islands, and juices were boiled and left to ferment naturally, which created a black-green foam on the top of the juice vats, which was called cachaça.
Fast forwarding to 1500s, Portuguese colonies were the first one to brought in sugarcane seedlings to Brazil from the islands. Of course, this can be disputed. Some think that sugarcane locally existed in Brazil, while the records suggest that sugarcane was brought in by Portuguese.
What is known for with some surety is that in 1532, while Humayun was enjoying his victory over Sher Shah Suri in India at a sugar mill in San Vicente area in Brazil, the Portuguese, who had learned distillation from the Arabs, got to work and created this drink locally.
Of course, peat still was yet to be patented, so the juices were pot still distilled. It was a beautifully aromatic drink, a little potent, so it was destined for the slaves. Eventually, over the years, it was refined and went to urban population.
While this made the locals happy, it did upset many others, and mainly the Europeans, because they saw it as a competition to their grappa. So first the Portuguese tackled this by applying heavy taxes and levies on the local distillers. But then this led to a revolt called the Revolta de Cachaça in 1660.
To further suppress, they banned its production on 12th June 1744, which today is celebrated as International Cachaça Day.
This upset the Brazilians enough to turn it into a fight of independence, and as a symbol of protest, cachaça was served at the dinner meetings of the conspirators. Finally, Brazil became independent in 1822, so yeah, one can argue cachaça helped fuel the movement.
On an unrelated note, in 1959, an article suggested that in Brazil, turkeys were being force-fed large amounts of cachaça. Why? Because before slaughter, a drunk turkey is a relaxed turkey, and a relaxed turkey is perhaps a tender turkey.
Yeah. There's no sense in that. But in 2012, it was conferred with the Cultural Heritage seal. In 2014, when Brazil hosted the FIFA World Cup, guess what day did it open? It was the International Cachaça Day, the 12th of June.
While all that is good, the trouble is some still categorize it as rum.
That's just being lazy on their part. Unlike rum, it doesn't use any molasses, but the much gentler, aromatic, and fresh juice itself. And when we say fresh, the local law says it must be fermented in the first 24 hours. And talking about the local law again, much like tequila in Mexico, Feni in India, cachaça can only and only be made in Brazil. Juices are heated, fermented, and distilled. Simple as that.
And yet this simple recipe has lots of names. In fact, there are almost 2,000 names for cachaça. It's been called the Abre Coração, which means the heart opener, the Agua Benta, meaning the holy water, or even the Bafo de Tigre, which means the tiger's breath.
Today, there exist over 7,000 distillers in the country, most of them operating at a craft or an artisanal level. Over 90% of the produce is consumed locally. It's safe to say cachaça has evolved, patent stills have come in, and so has the influence of oaks.
So now you have the unaged cachaças, which are called branca or prata, and you have the aged yellow ones, which are amarela or oro.
There are some bulk production cachaças, like the one in whose commercial John Travolta starred. They largely remain as craft beverage, like the one Snoop Dogg owns, Cuca Fresca.
Another international recognition it has gained is in its use as a base in a fun cocktail called Caipirinha. And here's Pankaj Balachandran monkeying around and fixing us one.
Hello guys, this is Pankaj. For this cocktail, it's a fairly simple recipe. It's a balance of sweetness, sourness and the cane spirit. Let's start with the drink. You need about 2 bar spoons of fine castor sugar, and you need about 1.5 pieces of lime cut into wedges. You give it a nice muddle to extract all the oils, the juice obviously of the lemon. To that you add the cane spirit or cachaça that I'm using here, about 50 ml. Give it a quick mix so that the ice melts. Also chills the drink instantaneously, and that's as simple as it can get. Here you go guys, a caipirinha. Oh, that's good.
Pankaj, come back.
What?
Did you know there was a law for Caipirinha as well in Brazil?
Okay, let me hear the law.
The law states that Caipirinha can only be called so if it is made with cachaça, lime, and sugar. Any other additions, be it color, flavoring, mixes, or fruits, no matter how delicious they are, cannot be called so.
Well, a law is a law, a rule is a rule, and it's meant to be followed. So, caipirinhas with only lime, sugar, and cachaça.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Cheers.
So while you can have a caipirinha, you can also have it in tiki cocktails, just with plain chilled water or with pineapple juice.
Have it whichever way you like, but it can't be ignored.
And this national pride of Brazil certainly can't be clubbed under the category of rum.
Felicidades.
Felicidades.
Felicidades!